The numbers are staggering. In just over a decade, influencer marketing has exploded from a niche tactic into a global industry worth an estimated $21 billion. Brands, from fast fashion giants like Shein and H&M to cutting-edge gaming companies like Razer and PlayStation, are pouring billions into collaborations. Believing that the intimate connection forged by an influencer can bypass the growing skepticism towards traditional advertising. Yet beneath this glittering faud of perfectly curated feeds and aspirational lifestyles, a shadow looms, a pervasive accusation of fakeness. Consumers are increasingly questioning everything from undisclosed ads and sponsored content masquerading as genuine recommendations, to the outright deception of bot followers and manufactured engagement. So we must ask, is influencer marketing, at its core, an authenticity trap, a sophisticated scam preying on our desire for genuine connection? Or is it, despite its current growing pains, fundamentally the future of how brands truly connect with their audiences, demanding a deeper understanding of trust, transparency, and the economics of attention? This narrative will dissect this controversy, diving into the data behind both its meteoric rise and its alarming crisis of trust, exploring the psychological theories that explain its power, and examining real-world case studies to determine if genuine connection is truly possible, or if the filtered fantasy has become too alluring to resist. For decades, advertising operated on a simple premise: broadcast your message to the masses. From glossy magazine spreads to primetime television commercials, brands dictated their narrative, hoping to capture attention through clever slogans and aspirational imagery. But then came the internet, and with it, a seismic shift. Consumers grew weary of being talked at. They craved connection, relatable experiences, and genuine recommendations from people they felt they knew. This void was perfectly filled by the nascent world of social media, and from it a new kind of star emerged: the influencer. These were not celebrities, not initially, but ordinary individuals who built communities around shared interests, beauty routines, gaming tips, travel adventures, or lifestyle hacks. They cultivated what academics call parasocial relationships, one-sided bonds where followers feel a deep personal connection to the creator, almost as if they were friends. This feeling of intimacy, combined with the psychological principle of social proof, the idea that if others endorse something, it must be good, became the potent cocktail that fueled the influencer marketing boom. Brands, recognizing this new power, quickly pivoted. Why spend millions on a Super Bowl ad when a single post from a trusted beauty influencer could generate a flurry of sales for a new Fenty beauty product, or a gaming streamer could drive thousands of purchases for a Razer headset? The ROI seemed undeniable. Early studies on influencer effectiveness often showed impressive engagement rates and conversion metrics, far surpassing traditional digital ads. The promise was that influencers offered not just reach, but relatability, a quality traditional advertising often struggled to convey. Oh yeah, they weren't just selling products. They were selling a lifestyle, an aspiration, a feeling that resonated deeply with their followers. But herein lies the authenticity trap. As money poured into the industry, the lines between genuine recommendation and paid promotion began to blur, then vanish altogether. Regulators like the FTC in the United States and the ASEAN, the UK, scrambled to catch up, issuing guidelines demanding clear disclosure for sponsored content. Yet compliance remains a persistent challenge. A staggering percentage of influencer posts still lack clear #ad or #sponsored hashtags, leaving consumers in the dark. A study by Hypauditor found that a significant portion of influencers still don't consistently use disclosure tags, making it difficult for the average follower to discern genuine enthusiasm from commercial obligation. This erosion of transparency is the first major crack in the facade of authenticity. When a follower sees a beauty influencer gushing about a new Sephora product, are they truly recommending it? Because it's amazing, or because they're being paid six figures to do so? Without clear disclosure, the answer becomes ambiguous, and with ambiguity comes distrust. Beyond undisclosed ads, the industry faces a more insidious problem: outright fakery. The dark underbelly of the attention economy thrives on vanity metrics. Influencers, desperate to attract brand deals, have resorted to buying followers, likes, and comments through bot farms or engagement pods. This creates an illusion of massive reach and genuine interaction, making an influencer appear far more influential than they truly are. Imagine a fast fashion brand like H&M investing heavily in a campaign with an influencer boasting millions of followers, only to discover that a significant chunk of that audience is composed of automated accounts, or that their engagement is artificially inflated. This isn't just unethical. It's a direct scam, defrauding brands and misleading consumers. Research has consistently shown that a substantial percentage of accounts across platforms exhibit signs of fraudulent activity. This rampant inauthenticity doesn't just impact a single campaign. It poisons the well of trust for the entire industry. Even when influencers are legitimate and transparent, the pressure to maintain an aspirational image can lead to manufactured authenticity. Every post, every story, every seemingly candid moment is meticulously curated, filtered, and optimized. The reality is edited, polished, and presented as effortless. This creates a disconnect between the influencer's portrayed life and their actual existence, and by extension, between the product's advertised benefits and its real-world performance. A gaming influencer showcasing a PlayStation title might present a flawless gameplay experience, expertly edited to remove any frustrating glitches or challenging moments, creating an unrealistic expectation for the consumer. This isn't outright fraud, but it contributes to a pervasive sense that what you see online isn't quite what you get in real life. This subtle form of inauthenticity is perhaps the most insidious, as it's harder to pinpoint and therefore harder for consumers to consciously resist. The impact of this pervasive distrust is profound. From the consumer's perspective, the initial magic of influencer recommendations is fading. Studies on consumer trust consistently show a decline in confidence in influencer endorsements, particularly among younger demographics who are more digitally savvy and cynical. They've seen too many undisclosed ads, too many influencers promoting products they clearly don't use, and too many perfect lives that feel unattainable. This growing skepticism means that the very power of the parasocial relationship, the feeling of connection and trust, is being eroded. For brands, this loss of trust is a significant risk. An investment in an inauthentic influencer campaign can backfire spectacularly, not only wasting marketing budget but actively damaging brand perception. If a brand is perceived as complicit in deceptive practices, its reputation can suffer long-term harm, leading to decreased sales and diminished customer loyalty. The allure of quick reach can lead to a costly brand devaluation. So, is all lost? Is influencer marketing doomed to be remembered as a short-lived scam, a relic of early digital Wild West capitalism? Not necessarily. The future of brands and their relationship with influencers lies not in abandoning the model, but in reclaiming genuine connection. This means moving beyond the authenticity trap and embracing true transparency and integrity. One promising direction lies with micro and nano influencers. These creators, with smaller but highly engaged and niche audiences, often boast significantly higher engagement rates and, crucially, higher levels of perceived authenticity. Their recommendations feel more genuine because their follower count isn't about vanity. It's about a shared passion. A niche beauty blogger with 10,000 highly engaged followers might drive more quality sales for a specific skincare brand than a mega influencer with millions, simply because her audience trusts her expertise and her recommendations feel truly earned. Brands like Sephora are increasingly looking at this segment, understanding that depth of connection often trumps sheer breadth of reach. Furthermore, forward-thinking brands are shifting towards long-term partnerships rather than one-off sponsored posts. When an influencer genuinely integrates a product into their daily life and consistently shares their experience over time, the authenticity feels far more credible. Consider a brand like Nike, which has built decades-long relationships with athletes. Their endorsements feel organic, a natural extension of the athlete's identity, and Performance, or Dyson, which often partners with engineers or product designers who can genuinely speak to the innovation and functionality of their products, showcasing them in real-world use rather than simply posing with them. This isn't manufactured authenticity. It's earned authenticity, built on shared values and genuine integration. The role of regulation, while slow, is also crucial. As bodies like the FTC continue to refine and enforce disclosure guidelines, the onus is increasingly on both influencers and brands to play by the rules. Platforms themselves are also introducing new tools for transparency, like Instagram's paid partnership with Tag, which helps users easily identify sponsored content. While loopholes and workarounds still exist, the direction is clear. An industry built on trust cannot thrive on deception. The market, through consumer cynicism and brand backlash, is also driving this change. Consumers are becoming more discerning, actively seeking out authentic voices and punishing those who betray their trust. In conclusion, the authenticity trap in influencer marketing is a very real and present danger. It stems from the tension between the desire for genuine connection and the relentless pressure of monetization, often leading to practices that erode the very trust they seek to leverage. The promise of effortlessly reaching engaged audiences quickly became a race to the bottom, fueled by fake metrics and undisclosed ads. However, to write off influencer marketing entirely would be a mistake. It possesses a fundamental power that traditional advertising lacks: the ability to build parasocial relationships and leverage social proof in a highly personalized way. The future of brands connecting through influencers isn't about eliminating commercial relationships, but about elevating them. It's about a paradigm shift towards transparency, long-term partnerships built on mutual respect, and a genuine commitment from both influencers and brands to deliver value and integrity. The brands and creators who understand this, who choose authenticity over artifice, genuine connection over filtered fantasy, will be the ones that not only survive this current crisis of trust but thrive, leading the way in a truly authentic future of brand communication.